Fat, you a fucking bug.
Welcome to Everyday Life. It's your boy Uncle Deacon coming to you to encourage you, motivate you, elevate you, educate you, but most of all, love you. But today, man, we finna get into it. I want to talk about leadership. I want to talk about segregation. I want to talk about independence. And I want to talk about, of course, you already know, supporting each other. I can't stress this enough. We have to support each other. Today, I got with me my boy, my rappy, my bloodline. No one else other but the only Philly Rock. Y'all know him, bro. Y'all can check him out on YouTube. Y'all can check him out on Spotify. Where else you at? Where else your music at?
Man, you can get me on SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. Type in number 4 VAC. You know what I'm saying? Fovac in the building.
Full rock, y'all here. Alright, man, we finna get into it, man. You know, as this year goes around, every year, y'all already know we have this so-called Independence Day. Now let's really talk about this. Who the hell is really free? Cause it sure in the hell ain't us. So who is this independence really about? Because if you really think about it, we're over here on stolen property. And we over here on somebody else's property. And we have to pay them for it. We renting this shit from these motherfuckers. So we're not independent.
I don't think that independence is a such thing in America, but to white people.
Talk about it.
White people are the only people who I feel like are independent in this country because they're in dependence to our people. You know, they're dependent on us. We built this country.
Well,
we built these buildings. We built the railroads. You know, my great-grandfather used to build the railroads out there in Iowa, you know, different places. And, I just feel like that's what we lack. We lack in our own nationality. We don't have independence in our nation because of the lack of, you know, dependency.
Okay, so you say we lack independence. So let me ask you this then. How do you think one can get that? Well, explain how you feel we lack the independency.
I feel like we lack independency. We're not dependent on one another. We're not dependent on each other for food sources. We're not dependent on each other for what we wear, for the love, you know, for religion, you know.
But then wouldn't that actually be independent though? Because we're not dependent on somebody else for those things. Wouldn't that actually make us independent?
No, I feel like being dependent on each other is independence. And that's what we don't have. We have these people who sell out each other. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's been going on since Nat Turner them days. You know what I mean? Since fuck Nat Turner, since Jesus days. You know, Jesus tried to bring to me independency. And he got snaked out. You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to be talking about leadership. That's somebody who was a leader to me, and it ain't been done since, or it has been done, and the same results been happening because of it. Because someone wants to talk up and bring independence to ourselves, and you know, freedom from the system that's against us as a people. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
why are we dependent on them to come for our own safety, to come to our own rescue? We shouldn't be dependent on the people who enslaved our ancestors. We shouldn't be dependent on money for anything if we are the treasures of God. We are the people of God. Why are we dependent on status? You know what I'm saying? Why are we dependent on, you know, popularity in order to feel like we're somebody? You know what I mean? Like that never was a thing in the past to me. It was about freeing our people. It wasn't about being the biggest mandingo in the world. You know what I'm saying? You was still a slave. I don't give a fuck how many people you fucked.
I kind of agree. And again, in case y'all ain't never catch none of my other shows before, understand this show is running strictly off of our opinions and our history and our experience, things that we went through. The facts are our facts because we went through it. We know what happened. And that's strictly our opinion and what we've been through. So just wanted to throw that out there as a disclaimer. Also, to piggyback on independence. I kind of want to jump back on that for a second because I feel where we as a group of people lack the independence is one, a lot of us feel like, and when I say a lot, I do mean a lot, feel like we're owed something. Like, you're supposed to give me a 40 acres, a house, and a mule, and a bunch of bitches. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Independence, as far as my interpretation, I'm not even going with the interpretation that I was taught in school. Independence, as far as my definition, I feel is an individual who puts their best foot forward and succeeds in whatever endeavor they're going on, not needing assistance, not looking for somebody to help. Now, what I feel as a people, we don't support each other. And I feel we lack a lot of leadership from history. Because if we actually talk about history, if we really dig about it, history is really his story. That's exactly what it is. It's the story of somebody that was here before me. Because after me, it's going to be a story. It's going to be a story about me and this podcast. Now, what they going to say, I don't know. But I know what I'm going to write. I know what the story is going to be. Now, after the story is written and it's published and it goes to these different languages, guess who gonna sit and translate them from English to these other languages? And then they gonna start taking shit out and adding their own shit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So now the next generation that get it, when I'm gone, they gonna take that and think it's the truth.
Because it's tainted.
And it ain't the truth. And see, we lack leaders to actually get up and tell us that, hey, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Get knowledge, get wisdom, but in all that getting, get understanding. You're supposed to drive on that as a leader. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go to the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. That don't mean just the Bible. Nigga, you have to study everything. Everything.
And I love that you said study everything because I think about, like I just said, what Jesus knew, and I modernize it. I bring it to this age. Or I think about, like you said, history, and I look at independency. You know, the Black Panthers to me was trying to create independency. They was trying to become independent as a state or as a being, as a people. You know, we had our own healthcare systems. We had our own food systems.
Exactly.
We had these things put into place for our people. That to me was a spark of independence, and those were stolen by the system and implemented into schools and into, you know, our culture, where we're needing them in order to get these things and not going to us. And to me, that was robbery when we created these things. And look at what's happening in Minnesota. These people from Somalia came and they created their own healthcare systems and daycare systems, and they was robbing us taxpayers, putting money back into their own people pockets, sending money back to their country. So they created independence by coming from somewhere else, just like the white man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Can you see these immigrants?
Exactly.
Ever since these, you feel me, people from England and British and all that come here to get away from what they're going to get independent, But we're here. How come they're building independence off our backs, off our taxes, and we don't do nothing? We're not seeing what's being done. To me, a body is not just your body. A body is a business, a S corp. That's a person. It's considered a person. So I feel like us as a people, and what leadership skills we should start showing is we should start getting into business and creating a body just like the Holy Spirit, you know, to facilitate a real corporation or a real lifestyle for our people, just like the Black Panthers did, going into the healthcare system, going into the education system, going into the, just different systems of what is called justice system. We know the laws. We know these different things. We are the biggest target when it comes to the justice system because the police and all that was built off slaves. That wasn't built because, motherfuckers needed policing and that was off slavery. So we're the target in this world. We're not the people who are picking up our weapons and going to war anymore. We're not the warriors. We're not the people who, you know what I'm saying, trying to find freedom. We're not fighting for our freedom anymore. And I feel like that's what's lacking. That's why we're slacking on the support. We're in competition with one another more than we're in, cahoots with our purposes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is, to me, we're demonized. And we're making it normal to, just steal from our source. We're stealing from God. We're taking from God and we're giving it to the world.
Will a man rob God?
You say what?
Will a man rob God? Yes, the hell he will.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? The man will fail you every time. And that's what I feel like what's going on with us, the lack of support, the lack of helping one another is what's been repeating the cycles. You know what I'm saying? The lack of seeing one another as one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like the focus should be on as a people. We have to see that we are dependent on each other to move forward as a society or as a people. All
right. Now you're speaking moving forward as a people. So I mean, you're in the limelight. You are considered a leader, whether you believe it or not, because you're out here producing music. So you are considered a leader because your music definitely motivates young brothers and sisters to go out and do, and to live life. You know what I'm saying? So as a leader, what would you say to the young man or the young lady, like right now, that sit down, like, we have Juneteenth. That's our Independence Day right there. We have independence. We're free. We're not in slavery no more. What would you say to them? How would you wake them up?
I'll say get out of your own way. We was never free.
Explain that.
To me, music is not for the people. It's for me to get out of my head and start taking action. I don't make music to put it in this world and just have listeners and become somebody famous and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I make music to put a spark into the world, bring a fire to my spirit and set ablaze this earth, because that's what Jesus did. He brought a flame here. He brought a sword here.
He did.
Why can't we put that spirit or put that just that vibration into this realm? And that's what I do in my music. The certain things that I'm talking about in my songs, I'm talking about revolting. And it's going around, it's happening around the world, except here. It's happening in Italy. It's happening in places in Palestine and Israel, Gaza, and all these different places, Africa and all. People are revolting in Canada, stop paying bills and all that. Why the fuck in America we the only people who still going along with everything like we having fun?
So let me ask you this, because there's a thing going around right now, and I don't know if you heard about it, but it's called a sovereign citizen, where you can buy your citizenship back from America. and you're no longer an American citizen. You won't have to pay taxes, but yet the police can still fuck with you, even though you have all your documentation and you can let them know that they illegally pulled you over or they're illegally harassing you because you are a sovereign citizen.
That's the Moors. I used to study on being the Moors, and that's all on that thing. That's that stuff. That's being a Moor. You know, the Moors was the people from Morocco who sold us into slavery.
Exactly.
And why would we try to go and be like these people when these the people who sold us out? So to me, it's a lot of the world stuff. I feel like we need a whole new system and we need to break this one. All this is because of what we reserve, the Federal Reserve. You know what I'm saying? Everybody to me is under that branch.
So would you say, not to cut you off, but would you say the back in slavery days, you know, because to get the slaves in line when they decided to go against or not do what they were supposed to do, or they got caught trying to break free. You know what I'm saying? They had to discipline the one slave so they can break the other slaves. So it would take the one slave and they would tie him up between two horses, drive the horses apart until they ripped this black man apart and made all the other black slaves watch him. So now these black slaves that done watch this, now they're taking in the doctrine of what this white slave master or what this slave master, because it wasn't always white, there was black slave masters too. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
What the slave master was embedded in them. And as time proceeded on, that mentality was taught on to the younger generation. And it kept being taught until the point to where it is now, you're starting to get some to wake up and come from under the slave mentality, that slave thinking. But what would you say to this generation right now, where a vast majority of us are still in the slave mind, but you have another, I would say, about 5 handful of us that's woke?
I'll say delete your Facebook because
delete the Facebook.
All of the information that you've been, you know, consuming is what's making you more inactive. That's just like, you know, what you said, looking at them being buck broken in fear being put into you. That's like it's like being a lab rat. If you know how to, they did the rats, they'll put some poison or something right there and they'll pass. And then when the rats don't go there, they have kids and their kids already know not to go on.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's to me what's happening, except now it's on the phone. So you seeing people getting killed. You seeing a lot of people, you know, just like what you just said. You seeing the fear getting put into us, but now it's in your hand. So now you have the power to either follow what you just seen or, you know, create your own reality and do something, you feel me, with what you know. I feel like we being bamboozled and we're just being constrained. They take it from our spirit instead of, you know, making us more active.
So do you feel we being constrained, or do you feel that fear has got people constrained? Now, see, that goes a little different, don't it?
I feel like it's fear for sure. You know, instead of us fearing God, we're fearing man. And that was never supposed to be the plan.
Exactly.
You see, our ancestors, they knew we want our spirit. I mean, they knew we want our body. You feel me? And this generation, we too much in the body.
Yeah.
We want to make the body prettier. We want to put clothes on it that's poisoning us. We want to put food in us that's probably spit on. You know, look at the restaurants we go to. It ain't no black restaurants like that. All these other races, they probably spit in our food. When people got license to be having food and hair in my food sometimes. I'm done. Come on, man. These people, you know how much of our food that's been messed with in our life that we don't know?
Oh, trust me, I know. Listen, I work in the restaurant industry, so I know. Trust me, I know.
Look at this. Look at how much we've been infiltrated, and I'm talking in all industries. If I'm talking food, that's just consuming something in your mouth. Just think about
Exactly.
music.
Yeah,
That's being
think
consumed
about
in your spirit.
I was just going to say, think about the movies on the shows.
You feel me?
yeah.
All of what we consume in this is what's tainting our spirit, our soul. If anything, our purpose moving forward.
See, now that brings up a different time. See, we done went on. Hey, did not tell y'all this show is liable to go anywhere.
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
trying to tell y'all.
That's why I want
But
segregation.
let's
man.
get it.
That's why I want segregation. I feel like what Martin Luther King said. You feel me? I feel like I'm leading my people into a burning building, man. And
So-
the building the city is on fire right now.
So wait. Let's rewind. Cause did you just say you want segregation?
Yes.
Again?
Yes, I'm ready for segregation. I know these are the most powerful brothers and sisters. I feel like in all time. I feel
Now, I would agree with you. I really would agree with you on the segregation. The only setback behind that is that we as black people don't know how to support each other and keep the black dollar with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we really understand this concept, like to keep the black man, and I don't hate to say this, like Brother Tyler Perry, this nigga got his own studio. Regardless of all whatever's being said about it, this brother has his own studio. You know what I'm saying? Granted, majority of his movies is all about beating up the woman and the woman down and all that BS, but he has a black-owned studio.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some black actors that he's put on. You know what I'm saying? He's put on multiple actors, black, white, Chinese. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like he's hit every side. Then if we look at 50 Cent, another black brother,
We got
his own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these brothers, we need to support him as black actors. Let's go, man. 50 Cent. What's up, bro? I want to act. 50 Cent, if you listen, man, I'm talking to you, boy, Uncle D. Man, look, come look me up. You ass Tyler Perry. I got y'all. You feel me?
Yeah.
To shoot by the shot. But we gotta support, man, these black stores, these black restaurants, black hospitals that we don't visit because it's not as good as the white hospitals. It don't look as good. It don't smell as good. But how can it if it don't have the support that the white hospitals got, that the white restaurants got, that the white networks got?
I feel like it's the lack of motivation in our people. The way we wake up, the way we look at our phones before we brush our teeth and look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's the mindsets. We have to retrain our mind to, look inside before we want to look outside. That's what I feel like our ancestors knew how to do. They know how to do the inner work, and that's what I feel like this generation is missing, or this lifetime of people who's alive. We stopped doing the inner work. We're
So we stop believing in self.
Yeah, we're parasitic people. All of us have parasites in us from our foods and from a lot of things that's put. Look at the snow. Somebody put a magnifying glass in the snow, and there's parasites in the snow. So it's things that they putting in the air that's polluting us in the body on a molecular scale.
I could tell you something that might fuck your head up, and I know it's gonna mess a lot of people head up that's gonna hear this in America. Do you know Doritos is banned in every country outside of the United
Because of
States?
the dyes and the thing, it's cancerous.
It's not an edible food.
It's cancerous.
Fluoride toothpaste.
Yeah,
That shit is banned, and
candies.
they don't.
all the candies.
We ain't fucking with that shit. That shit is not good for you. And we wonder why the fuck our teeth so fucking yellow.
We wonder why all these kids got autism. It's
Bro.
the sugar. It's all of
It's
this.
all the fucking poison that we keep putting in our body that we just keep. Hey, we
It's
gonna let it go.
almost like we're tradition to pass down all these,
Bullshit.
you feel me, all these lies to our body. It's not that we don't want to wake up. It's just our body so used to being lied to that we keep consuming the
Like you
lies.
said, condition.
Yeah, we
Condition.
conditioned in segregation. We was conditioned to eat the guts and eat the leftovers and eat the pig ass, and you know what I'm saying. That's and we still do it every holiday.
Yeah, we
So
do.
how could we say that we're a free people and we still
And
doing what
we
the
still
slaves
doing
did?
what they taught us to do.
You feel me? We still haven't freed us from what our ancestors was fucking forced to do.
Exactly.
We still got the
I
chains on our neck. We still trying to get in front of the TV and buy chains to look good for who? For the white man who finna take your ass? You know what I'm saying?
It just ain't the white man. Well, shout out to me.
Come on, man.
I'm just keeping it real.
And think about that, man. This is a pedo culture. So
Yeah.
they've been conditioning some of our people to become that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
man, we don't know how many pedos in our fucking life, like, who around. We don't even know. Like, people got fucking child fucking material on their phone, man. Look, that's because of what they getting, what they consuming.
Mhm.
That's what they mind's been conditioned. Some of them been stripped of their childhood, so now they looking at kids. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like it's fucked up. And look at Israel. They getting they trafficking kids. The police get paid not to fucking. The police working with those pedos.
Yeah, they are.
We
They
don't
are.
know this. They feeding the pedos by putting our people
We
into
know
these
that.
systems.
We know that,
And
bro.
letting them look what they doing. So if we look at the system, bro, we have to crack it. We have to break it because the police are the parasites.
So you feel like segregation would help us to get together and eradicate
Revolt, burn the dollar, and start trading with what we import, what we make, our skills. You know, if somebody make clothes, somebody make farm, somebody make the music or something. We got technology. We got so much things that we can start sharing amongst each other without money. And there's so many things that we can start teaching each other. Look at all this stuff that we can do. We can start putting each other or putting the kids into these different trades early, so where they can start doing the hospital stuff on their parents and things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, like, man, there's so many trades that these kids in suburbs learn early on that we don't
Man, they
learn from
do.
taxes. From all these things that we not taught, but
Bro, these
people in private schools are taught. You know what I'm saying? Why do you have to be in a private school to get something taught that's publicly, that's happening on a public scale? So I feel like we need to create our own. That's why I want segregation, is to create our own educational systems and our own, instead of us just looking back at history. What if we can start writing our futures? What if we can start writing stories that can open the imagination to create better things that's happening in the now, instead of just looking back in the past and being inactive on doing something for the now? We supposed to have flying cars right now.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And we got to go to the kids to create the flying cars, because Elon ain't going to do it.
Well, I don't know that. This motherfucker done came up with Tesla and the shit. You know that. Hey,
It's 2026. How many cars did you see fly this year? I
I ain't saw shit.
I made a
fly.
flying car in third grade. In China, using the same system that I created.
To start their first car.
Magnets. No, they're using magnets, the negative and the positive, that don't ever touch. They use that to go more than 1,000 miles per hour for the train system. I made that for flying cars when I was in third grade. Why can't we implement something like that into the world today? You know what I'm saying? That's fuel efficient. You won't need fuel. You can literally use energy to move the vehicle instead of gas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could be living like the
Started
Jetsons right now.
polluting the earth, yeah.
We could be living like the Jetsons right now. Instead, we driving cars
Yeah, because they can monetize that.
because it's creating
Now,
cancer.
if you using raw energy, how they gonna monetize you using raw energy?
You
gotta
feel me?
think about
Energy
that.
is free. In other places, they putting stuff out here where energy is free.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If we segregate, we can start, making our own rules. We're the Hebrews, so he rules. We need to start creating our own rules.
Yeah.
That we shouldn't be a people who's we shouldn't be the people who's destroyed or conquered anymore. It's time for us to start conquering this conquest, what we call life.
Yes, sir. All right, so before we get up out of here, my boy, man, any last things you want to say to the people, my boy?
Man, I thank D, man. He just tapped into it with me, and I feel like on the next session we gonna talk about something that's gonna spark a lot more brains and put the fire in the people to start being a leader for themselves and for the kids and for the culture, because we don't have leaders. So I thank you for bringing me on this platform so we can start talking about things so people can think. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate that. Now, y'all already know, man, every single episode, man, my job here, I just want somebody to be educated, elevated, and of course, motivated. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and listen, man, do not forget, man, get up. Go find your black brother and your black sister.
And support.
Support.
Let's get it.
We gotta get it.
You
You
understand
feel
me?
Let's create our own shit. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get it.